So hello everyone. We are back now and we are going for our next session on pitfalls for analytics domain in Pakistan by Sayyed Shahab Ahmed. So Shahab, you can take it from here and you can introduce yourself and you can take it from here. Please share your slide content so I can share with the audience.
Right. Thank you so much, Adnan. Hello, everyone. This is Sayyed Shahab Ahmed. Um, Let me go slideshow mode. Okay. I hope I'm audible and my screen is viewable for everyone. Excellent. Thank you so much. Right. So this is Sayyed Shahab Ahmed. I'm working in this technology industry since last good 16, 17 odd years. Work in multiple dynamics, started from software development to system administration, that cloud, then information security, data governance, and now typically in digitalization domain, which is more towards the business side, right? Working with IT departments, work with IT departments, and now with some plant and refinery domains in Pakistan's oil and gas industry. Yeah. So a reason of for selecting this specific topic and to talk about is because we all know data analytics is a buzzword right now globally, but what are the real challenges due to which this specific thing are facing showstoppers here in Pakistan in general, and obviously principally they are also valid globally. Yeah, so we will talk about it, and I'll share some ground realities from my own experiences, which we are facing here in our industry, and not only I'll highlight the issues, but in parallel, I'll also share how we are actually tackling them. So how we are proposing the solution of these issues. I'll keep updating you with the solutions as well, right? So let's start with the journey. If I'll go back to around 10, 15 odd years, we all know we have four major pillars whenever we talk about any digital parameter, right? Digital landscape. And among all these four pillars, the most sensitive one is data. And The most vulnerable one among all these four are users, right? So whenever we talk about data analytics, the most important thing, how we are educating our users to use the data, and how we are collecting them. We are actually interconnecting them, right? If you talk about the vulnerability among all these four pillars, the most vulnerable one is user, because the rest of the three are dead. They cannot do anything by their own self. The devices, the application, and the data segment, they cannot do anything by their own self. The only thing which is vulnerable in this whole scenario is user, who can actually do anything wrong, anything odd out of all these core pillars. So first thing, whenever we talk about data analytics or any other digital domain, is the awareness, is the education, is the maturity of our users with whom we are actually working in this specific domain, and with whom we are forcing to carry this specific stream in our industry. By the passage of time, we moved from our traditional on-premises infrastructures, on-premises data centers to cloud, and with this evolution, complexities increased, right? We observed during the last 10 years in Pakistan and globally that organization, even small scale businesses, have moved from their own server and data center rooms to big clouds like Azure, AWS. And due to this migration, the complexity of data analytics also increased, right? And if we will talk about the complexity of the integrations, the complexity of data security, the complexity of data governance, it's also directly proportional. So we will talk about it in next few minutes, inshallah. Right. So when we move from our typical on-premises infrastructures to cloud, to outside our premises, we got many new functionalities, we got many new integrations, we got many new benefits. But obviously, with this ease, we also experience multiple new challenges. And from next slide onward, we are going to talk about it, especially in terms of data. Now, when we are talking about cloud, when we are talking about AI and predictive data analytics, we know we have this ease available in our domain. This is available in our bucket, but in reality, to achieve this specific thing, we are facing multiple issues. We are more exposed to cybersecurity threats. We are more exposed to data breaches. We are more exposed to any infrastructure application or security related incident. Now, if I'll proceed towards the actual issues which we are facing in terms of data analytics here in our traditional industry, either if data is residing in my own premises, or if it is residing outside my premises or in any cloud or in any third party, uh, core issues are almost same. Core issues. When I'm saying core issues, it means that um, fundamental issues which any current industry is facing, right? So if I start from the basic thing, it is talent gap. Obviously, if I will talk about industry like a country in Pakistan, where we are facing a very high inflation rate since last many months or maybe couple of years, where we are facing many economical changes. We are facing brain drain. And interesting thing here is, since I'm also affiliated with a couple of good universities, couple of good brand names here in academia circuit of Pakistan in Karachi. The interesting thing which I'm observing right now is students of final year students here in Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad universities. They are already on job, right? They are already doing some good stuff. They are already doing freelancing. They are already working with some software houses, and they are doing good, right? Uh, but if we talk about the corporate sector, when they move towards to hire them, probably the corporate sector is unable to match the expectation of the new blood, of the fresh student, of the fresh graduate who is coming out of academia, because probably corporate sector is still treating them on old school thought processes, while the expectation of our Gen Zs or baby boomers are very different from their for what they're getting right now. Yeah. So most important thing is what is the talent which we have here in our academia, and what we are actually producing to our industry, and how we can bridge this gap. Since I'm so as I mentioned, I'll keep posting you about the solutions of these issues which we are facing. So how we fix this issue, right? So what we did, we took one step ahead, and instead of final year, we moved towards third year students of university, because we know final year students are already booked, they are already doing good, they are already settled, they don't want to switch their uh, positions. And since I'm from corporate sector, most of the IT students who are in software houses, who are doing freelancing, they're pretty much good with it. So we moved towards third year students. We invited them. We did some design thinking, critical thinking sessions with them, and then we offered them long term internships of 6 months, internship for a year or so, right? And later on, when after completion of their internship period, we translated their internships into permanent positions, into permanent jobs, right? So in this way, we created kind of a bridge between academia and industry, and we tried to fix this talent gap which is residing here in our local industry. This talent gap is still here, and industry is still facing. One more thing which I also want to add against this talent gap is a lack of opting new technology here in local industry, because we know, being a third world country, we are always very far behind in opting new technology. Like I remember when we were discussing about Power BI, when we were discussing about tools like Power Platform, we were talking about Power Automate, Power Apps. Around 6 months back, people were like, probably we don't need these tools right now, and we know how much these tools are important for any corporate to automate their business processes, to automate their daily routine operation, and not to develop large scale application only, but you can actually fix your quick operational issues, your quick process issues, and how you can quickly digitalize your business processes. One more thing which I want to add here in talent gap area, that we enabled our business users, right? We transformed IT department to a traditional IT department which is responsible to just provide the network connectivity, to just provide the operational connectivity, the infrastructure services, the basic database and application services to a modern workplace, which is actually the theme of Microsoft as well. Yeah. So we enabled our users. We went into our business users streams, and we tried to enable them to fix their technology and digital issues. Like instead of asking them to give us their data sets, we enabled them.
Shahab, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Apologies. I faced some connectivity issues, so I just changed my connection. Apologies for this
No issue at all.
interruption.
This could happen in live
Yes,
events. We
thank
we
you.
are used to
So
it.
I'm sharing my screen once again. Yeah. So I hope I'm now again audible and viewable for everyone.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So we were talking about the talent gap issue which we are facing here in our local industry right now, and how we are actually fixing it. Right. So I was just sharing the comparison between and I was actually sharing the integration of the academia with the corporate sector, and how we are actually bridging this gap by containing this human resource pipeline between both pillars, and how we are actually selecting the students from academia and bringing them into the corporate sector by offering some long-term internships, and by offering them some good undergrad and trainee programs, and then enable and empower them. Number one. Number two, how we did this gap bridging activity by enabling our business users, by enabling our our business gurus, by naming them as digital champions. And actually we propagated this technology drive into our business, and enabled them on new and modern tools like Power BI, like Power Automate, even Power Apps. My business users are developing their own operational digital applications to fix and digitalize their business process stream. So yeah, this is how we are operating right now in our business stream, and fixing the talent gap, which is the biggest issue here right now in for our local industry primarily, and generally, obviously, globally, all over the world. Yeah. So next is evolving threats. When we are, as I just mentioned, we moved from on-premises to cloud, and now we are talking about data warehousing, business warehouses in cloud. We are talking about Azure Data Lake, right? We are talking about SAP ERP on say on We are talking about SAP ERP on cloud. We are talking about SAP RISE. We are talking about AWS-based data lake, data warehouses. We are talking about centralized um, um, uh, the, centralized models where our data is residing. So in this scenario, our data is more prone to cyber threats. Where our data is more exposed to any data breach incident, and this kind of threats are obviously alarming for any new initiative of data analytics. Now, when we are talking to our business to move from on-premises data center to create their data lake on cloud, we are facing issues which are more relevant to their confidence on cloud. We are recent incidents which we experienced in our financial industry, in our other industry sectors. Due to these incidents, these threats are continuously evolving. Yeah. Then next one is complexity. Uh, Initially, when we started our data analytics journey, when we supposed to integrate our dashboards with data sources and populate the data and build some fancy dashboards, and in comparison with today's journey, where we are talking about data pipelines, we are talking about predictive modeling on some regression and time series based algorithms. Uh, 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 Complexity has significantly increased, and due to this complexity, and this complexity is actually directly proportional with the talent gap and threats as well, because now we are operating in a more complex infrastructure, in a more complex set of application, in a more complex landscape, which is operating in a way that we have multiple blend of applications, multiple type of data cubes available. We have multiple type of data blend in a single data warehouse, through which we are creating the data marts and then expose them to data analytics part. But due to this complexity, our analytics is facing some serious showstopper. Due to same complexity issue, we are unable to find the real technical resource in our local market, in Pakistan's market. Recently, in my couple of projects, when we move towards the new streams of analytics with some big ERP products, we are unable to find good technical resources here, even in our local industry, and then we move toward the Middle East and European market, and from there we got our task done. Yeah. So due to increase in complexity, we are unable to find the real human resource, good technical resources, and yeah, it is all again directly proportional to the modern threats like ransomware, like zero-day attacks, which could cause complete damage to any new digital initiatives which through which we are going right now. Rising cost. Yeah, this is the most important thing here, keeping in view the current financial situation, the current increase, and in the difference between the PKR and dollar, because a project which we supposed to complete in 200,000 USD is costing us right now up to 500,000 USD, right? Or maybe something around 50,000 USD. So this is the difference which we are facing right now in our digital circuit. And this to fix this specific thing, what we are doing, we are more now trusting. We are more approaching towards the local resources, the local skill set which is available here in our industry. Similarly, to fix the complexity stream, the complexity issue, and this specific stream, we are again focusing towards the solution which are easy for any end user. We are going for solutions like Power BI. So when we started our journey, we had multiple solution in our hand, like Tableau, like Click, like Power BI. And when we evaluated all of them, they all are very good tools. They are all are top-notch tools. But we figured out that if we want to take our users on this board, then we should go with a solution which is easy for any business users. So we opted Power BI, right? Because it is more close to Microsoft Excel. It is more close to the complete suite of Microsoft Office, and our users are very happy. So that's how we are actually overcoming the complexity scenario, where we opt for new stream, and we have a very limited scenario. We have a very limited skill set available within the organization. As far as evolving threats, how we are actually overcoming it, we are strengthening our security by opting the new generation security features. Since we are using Office 365, we are using Microsoft Azure. So for Office 365, for our end users, we implemented Microsoft multi-factor authentication, MFA, which is the default feature of Office 365. And to strengthen the security, we also implemented conditional access so that my users can access their respective tenants from fixed geographical locations instead of all over the world. To secure my data lake, to secure my data warehouses on which are residing on cloud, we implemented certain network layer security protocols. We strengthened it by using VLAN security, by using subnetting security, and we actually strengthened it by some encryption and specific VPN tunnels. So this is how we secured our whole data analytics infrastructure, data analytics portfolio, and the complete pipeline of my dashboards, of my data analytics, starting from my end user to my end dashboard development. So this is how we are actually securing the whole infrastructure. So these four pillars are the main showstopper which we are facing here in Pakistan. And these are not only the showstoppers. Along with these, we have other showstoppers as well, like the maturity of data. We have a lot of data in our bucket, but what is the quality of data? Do we have some standard data governance protocol implemented? Do we have the standardized practices of data cleansing? In our organizations, we are observing, we are experiencing the lack of master data management, the availability of standardized master data. Although when we are moving towards some grand projects of ERP, in which we are more into the implementation or the upgrade of ERP, especially like SAP, from SAP ECC to SAP S/4HANA or any Oracle-based ERP, we experience that people normally consider this specific thing. But what is the current operational status of master data, and what are the practices which any organization is following in terms of data governance and data cleansing? These are really, really important and burning issues, because we we have a lot of data. Yeah, in any organization we have a lot of data available, but the condition of data is probably not that much good, so we can do data analytics at the very first place. And that's what that's something which I'm sharing with my limited experience of multiple organizations where I work personally and where I provided some consultancy on data analytics. That the condition of data is a very important thing. Plus, how much we trust and how much we are ready to be a data-driven organization, right? Because we have two types of organizations available here in our digital circuit. One which are completely based on data. We have organizations like Kareem, we have organizations like Baikia, Daras, and organizations who are purely based on data. They are kind of, I would not call them a typical startup because they are pretty mature now. But if I'll compare them with legacy organizations who are in the industry since like 30, 40 odd years and more than that investment, these organizations are still trusting and believing on their heuristics, on their historical knowledge instead of data, right? So this transition is very important on big giants that they will start trust on data. They will start trust on the fact that how much data is important for them and how they actually translate themselves into a data-driven organization. Because by the time we will not trust on data, we cannot translate from a traditional bureaucratic and legacy thought process organization to a data-driven organization. So data cleansing is one issue. Second, infrastructure issues. Yeah, we are facing serious infrastructure issues here in our local industry, where if we want to work on big data, if we want to do some aggressive data mining, probably it's not easy. And for that, when we opt cloud, probably opting cloud in current economical situation is not a very big, is not a very good deal. We may need to see the local infrastructure, and for this specific thing, probably the industrial sector should bridge with the technological sector, and we should do some joint ventures to empower the infrastructure segment for data analytics, so that this specific stream can run throughout the country. Um, um, Along with this, we have many other some multiple issues which we are experiencing. But these five, six issues are core, which we are facing here in our industry right now. And although we have the workarounds, few of them I have already mentioned, but there is a lot of stuff which we need to do, and there is a lot of room which through which we can actually improvise. The best part and the good news among all these dark zone is that when we look towards our fresh blood, our new graduates, our fresh graduates who are coming towards the industry, they are very sparkling. They are very energetic. They are very much open towards these new initiatives, especially data analytics, AI, and data mining, data science, and all robotic process automation. About all these things, they are very much interested and looking forward. I'm sure, inshallah, we will be able to cope up all these issues. We will, inshallah, we will be able to fix these issues in upcoming years. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening me. If you have any question, so I'm available here.
Thank you so much, Shahab, for your time and session. And it was really valuable, especially for the young generation. So I'm just looking that if there are any questions. So yes, we got a question from Ayan. What steps university students can take on their own to be at the level that is demand in current corporate market?
Right. So if I'll talk about this specific stream of data analytics, start working with the fundamentals. the best thing which you can through which you can enter into the corporate, as I just mentioned, the tool name Power BI. It could be your starting point. Start with the visualization layer. First, start developing the dashboard if you are in academia. Then move towards any specific language like Python or R, so you can move towards a predictive analytics, and then gradually you can move towards. So we have two types of analytics. One is self-service analytics. The other one is enterprise analytics. Enterprise analytics is something which you can start when you will part of any good organization, big organization, any good enterprise, right? So start with self-service analytics. And for this specific thing, start with Power BI, start with any one language, which could be Python, and from descriptive analytics, move towards predictive analytics, and then start this journey. And if you are a student and if you need anything, any support from my end, just add me on LinkedIn. I'll be much more happy to help you.
Any other questions? No, I think we are good now. On to just wait for 1 more minute. If there are any questions, then
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adnan. Thank you, team.
thank you so much for your time and availability on Saturday. I know it would be tough, but
Thank you
thank you
so much.
again so much for coming to the Tech Day Pakistan. And
Thank
this
you.
session will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, so you will be able to see it from after next week. So stay tuned, and if you want have any queries, you can reach out to us, and we can convey your message to Shahab also. Thank you
Right.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you. Bye.